"Vagrants don't get to sit in my courtroom," Deputy Briggs said, and he ripped the triangular case from the old man's lap before anyone could stop him. It hit the marble floor. The glass cracked. Inside, folded into a tight blue triangle, a flag slid half out onto the tile, and for 1 second, nobody in that gallery breathed. The old man didn't flinch. He didn't raise his voice. He knelt, slow, and gathered the flag back into his hands, like he was tucking a child into bed. "That's all right," he said quietly. "It's been through worse." 12 people in the back rows froze. A court reporter's hands hovered over her keys. Somewhere near the front, a young public defender turned around, saw the flag, and went very still. Nobody in that room knew his name yet, but in 14 minutes, the judge was going to say it out loud, and Deputy Briggs was going to wish the floor would open up and swallow him whole. Here's the question. What does a folded flag have to do with a courtroom full of strangers who'd never once asked this man who he was? Stay with this one, because the moment that flag hit the floor was not the beginning of the story. That started 6 months earlier, and you need to go back there first. Marcus Webb had been coming to courtroom 4 every single Tuesday for 6 months. Same back row seat, same brown corduroy jacket, soft at the elbows from wear, not neglect. Same battered case in his lap, the one with the flag folded inside it. Triangle corners crisp even after all this time. He never spoke. He never approached the bench. He just watched. Quiet, patient, present, the way a man watches a room his son used to belong to. Deputy Briggs had transferred in 8 weeks earlier. He was young, sharp-jawed, hungry to matter. And to him, an old black man in worn clothes who showed up alone and said nothing was not a mystery. He was a problem to be managed. "You lost, old-timer?" he'd mutter some mornings, loud enough for the row behind to hear. Marcus never answered. Calm, every time. Calm is what made Briggs angrier. The flag in that case belonged to Marcus's son, James, a public defender who had worked this exact courtroom for 9 years before he was killed protecting a witness outside its doors. Marcus came every Tuesday because Tuesday was the day James used to call him, just to talk about the cases. Now Marcus sat where his son used to stand and listened to the room breathe without him. But what nobody in that gallery knew, not the reporter, not the clerk, not even Briggs, was that today wasn't a normal Tuesday. Today, the courthouse was renaming its public defender scholarship, and the name they'd chosen belonged to a man none of them had ever met, because he was gone before most of the newer staff arrived. So when Briggs grabbed that case off an old man's lap and let a folded flag hit the floor in front of 40 witnesses, he wasn't humiliating a stranger. He was about to humiliate the room's guest of honor. The gallery had gone dead silent when Judge Alvarez walked in for the afternoon session and found a flag lying half unfolded on her courtroom floor, and an old man on his knees retrieving it, with hands that didn't shake even once. She didn't ask what happened. She'd been a public defender herself, 22 years ago, at a table where a mentor named James Webb once told her, "The people no one looks at are usually the ones worth looking at hardest." That line had shaped every verdict she'd read since. "Bailiff," she said, calm as still water, "step back from that man." Briggs opened his mouth to explain. Nothing came out. The judge picked up the folded flag herself, walked it back to Marcus, and placed it gently in his hands. Then she turned to the room. "Before we begin today's docket," she said, "the county is renaming its Public Defender Excellence Award." A pause. The kind of pause a room remembers for years. It will now be known as the James Webb Memorial Scholarship, in honor of an attorney who gave his life for a stranger outside these doors 9 years ago. She looked toward the back row. "His father has been sitting among us every week since. Mr. Webb, would you stand?" Marcus rose, slowly, flag in hand. Briggs went white. Not pale, white, the color draining out of him in real time. 40 pairs of eyes swinging from the judge to the old man, to the deputy who'd just put his boot through 6 months of quiet grief in front of everyone who mattered. Go back and watch that first minute again. Watch what Briggs called him. Watch what the old man never once called back. The aftermath moved fast. The footage, someone's phone, caught mid-desecration, hit the internet within the hour, and crossed 2 million views by morning. The county suspended Briggs without pay before the sun set. Within a week, a $340,000 settlement was quietly offered and quietly accepted, though Marcus asked that most of it go straight into the scholarship fund bearing his son's name. Briggs never worked in that courthouse again. Marcus kept coming on Tuesdays. Same seat, same case, same calm. Except now the case held a small brass plaque too, engraved with a date and a name. Every spring, a new public defender walks out of that courthouse, having never met James Webb, carrying his name on a scholarship check anyway, taught the same lesson without ever hearing it spoken aloud. The person no one looks at twice is usually the one worth looking at hardest. If this story moved something in you, hit like, share it with someone who needs the reminder, and subscribe for more. But first, answer this. How many people have you walked past today without wondering who they used to be, or who they're still grieving? Here's what really gets me about this one. It's not the deputy. It's how ordinary that gallery was. How easy it is to sit 2 feet from someone's whole life and see nothing but a jacket that's seen better days. So tell me honestly, in the comments, is there someone in your life you've quietly underestimated? And what would it take for you to finally ask them their name? That's the finished script, delivered directly, since it's meant to be read, narrated, rather than downloaded as a file. Let me know if you'd like it saved as a Word doc instead, or if you want a second version leaning into one of the other Muse reskins, Hidden Genius / Kindness Rewarded, for comparison.